Hi there. We are fucking shit. Wait, okay. Hi there.
Well, the theme was heartbeat. It was like
Yeah.
there was a video of a heartbeat
Yeah.
and like a heart beating and the sound of it. It was meant to be one of those like theme as a concept,
Yeah,
not
it was
theme
a
as a word or theme.
Yeah,
as
it was a sound.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
right. Yeah, and then they showed a couple of images, and it was a really good theme. Like people were coming up with really good stuff.
The game that we ended up making was it was called Samurai Double X, and it was about a blind samurai finding his way through like I guess
Like it was a like a classic like
it
Japanese
was like
castle
pagoda, like
Yeah.
like a tower going up the floors.
To-
Like
to defeat a demon who stole his eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that he sees is by creating sound. A couple games are doing this now. It's like the game is dark, although when there's sound, there's like a kind of
Either a
like
shader effect or a light.
yeah, like a light pulse comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, first. So the most effective way to see around was to bump against the walls.
Oh right.
Because when you bump against the walls, it would create a sound and you'd light
Yeah.
up. So you would just, like samurai dude just like on
the animation
walls and
was
stuff.
so good.
Yeah, and he was like this. He looked
Yeah.
like Geodude.
Yeah.
'Cause it was, like,
he looked
top
exactly
down.
like Geodude.
Yeah, and like
With the sword.
we couldn't figure out how to do like attack animations, so the sword would just like spawn and it would like stay there.
Yeah.
It was like a mine. So you'd basically drop a sword and it would be hovering there, and anything that touched it. And it was cool. Like you came up with an art style for it. Like
Samurai Punk.
yeah, at that time it was Shinto punk.
Right, yeah. But I guess, yeah, that makes
Mm.
more sense. So it was like, the idea was everything had like torii gates and swords.
Mm.
So it was
Yep.
like steampunk, but with Shinto stuff.
Yeah, so like there was just swords like attached to everything.
The enemies were like ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They were ghosts.
They were ghosts, and their souls hurt.
That's right. Yeah, they would say like my soul hurts.
Yeah, they just said
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, they had random like little bubbles.
That was really,
was
the
cool.
game was so strange, because I guess like it's a good example of like the tone of stuff we made, because the concept was dark, and the actual tone was like a joke. So we compared what we made before. You made a weird like technical prototype, and I made a game with a single level, and then at this jam in 48 hours, as opposed to 12 weeks of university, we built 2 levels and a boss fight.
Yeah, there was a boss fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for us, like not only we worked together for the first time, but this game like looked better than anything we'd ever made, I think, because it had like a consistent art
Yeah,
style.
yep.
I mean, it was black and white and it had some color, but like even its rudimentary art was still better than anything we made before. We did it really fast.
Yep.
We won an award. No, honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Yeah, that's
Close enough.
Honorable mention for most accessible game.
Yep, because all the sounds were visualized with
Yeah.
text, with like a text-based particle.
Mm.
Yeah, and then so like it's a big achievement for us, I think. Yeah, and then I was like, well, you
walked
should
in.
join my team
Yeah.
and do final year project with me,
Yeah.
which was a great idea.
Yeah.
So
That
then we
worked out well.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it was
So
kind of
like-
like Austin Powers, James Bond, but without the sexual stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like silly spy
Yeah,
action stealth platformer.
Yeah. and then we basically turned that into the worst game ever. So we were like, let's make that serious and stylized.
I didn't agree to it. I didn't agree to making it serious.
Well, you weren't even part of the design process because
Huh?
that's just the way the
Yeah,
monster
that was
constructed.
stupid.
Because we were like, well, now we know what we're doing. Now we know how to make games.
Mm.
Let's make a serious game.
Yeah.
So that like I don't think I really want to go into that project too much. Not because I'm like burnt by it. It really did burn us. So like the project was kind of like a wash. By the second semester, we were just like, look, this is not. We were working really hard, but the momentum didn't match the project momentum. Even though we like struggled, like it didn't match our input,
Yeah.
and we were really down. But I think that's when we started running Swinburne game jams, and that's when we started doing it. We went and did Hype Jam.
Yeah.
Which was a game jam we did after the global game jam, and we basically just hung out at Justin's place and did dev. It was fun. It was really nice. Like we started working on the second version of Samurai Double X because at the time we were like, I think we scrapped it and we were like, let's refactor it and turn it into more of like a Silent Hill game.
Yeah, it was gonna be like more
Top-down
horror.
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
It was and it was, but that was fun though because we learned, and then we were like, let's do that again. So I worked with the convener of the course to set up Swinburne based game jams. Yeah, so we started running. We ran 3 jams that year, I think, and then we went to. Did we go to other sub ones? What did we make that year? We made Samurai Double X, and then we made Sharp, which was our final year project, which doesn't count.
Yeah. Samurai X.
Yeah.
Frowntown.
Frowntown was Swinburne. We did that at Swinburne Game Jam that me and Andy ran.
Bear Attack.
That was Hype Jam 2.0.
Well, no, Frowntown. Let's explain Frowntown. So Frowntown was a game about
A guy called Steve. He was really sad.
He was sad because his
Head was a TV.
head was a TV.
Yeah.
I think his wife was upset at him, so like put a TV on his head.
Yep.
So he has to like go around and do errands.
Yep.
Um.
And he emanated an aura of sadness.
Yeah.
And he would make people sad by walking near them.
Yep.
And they would start chasing him.
They would chase him because this was the happy town.
Yeah.
Right. And
happy.
he was turning it into Frown Town.
Yep.
He was like being a downer. So they would like. So there was this massive like city. We
Yep.
made a city.
Yep.
Right. And you would roam around and you would complete tasks and they would all be like really sad. It's like go
Go to the vet and your cat. Your
go
dog.
and euthanize your dog or like go visit your son in hospital.
Yep. There was
And there was a fish
there was a fish person
with pants.
He had pants and legs. Yep.
But no, the secret what makes that fish so genius is that he had legs and pants, but the fly was undone because he has no arms to do up the fly. Yeah.
There was the jar of peanut butter with the legs.
Oh yeah, really muscular legs too.
Really muscular
Yeah.
peanut butter legs.
Yeah.
And I think could you beat that game?
I think one person ever. It
was me.
Was it you?
I think it was
okay,
me.
yeah, it was stupidly hard.
Yeah.
That game also had a mini map.
Yeah.
Very proud of that.
That game had a lot of like cool
Yeah.
new stuff for us.
And the mini map said Soliton radar system. So anyone who gets that reference.
No one. So yeah, we made some stuff because we were like every time we come around to holidays, we were like, let's just do some stuff. I think we made Transient as well at some point. Just like a weird prototype that never really went anywhere. It's cool. It's conceptually cool. And then we came around to sort of the end of final year, and by this point we had given up on our uni project, right? So the first Global Game Jam, when we made Samurai XX, we called ourselves the Samurai Punk Rock Stars.
No, Rockers.
Rockers? Oh, okay.
Rockers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we had over multiple game jams continued to use that name, but had shortened it every time to something, because we'd be like, no, that was dumb. Let's just call ourselves Samurai Punk
Yeah.
Rockers. No, it was Samurai Punk Rockstars was the original. It got
it?
shortened in between.
Oh,
it
to
had multiple
Rockers.
iterations.
Rockstars and then Rockers.
Rockers was quicker,
Yeah.
and then it was the Samurai. It was just Samurai Punk after that.
Yeah.
It might have been the Samurai Punks.
Yeah, I think it was the Samurai Punks for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it went down to just Samurai Punk. You didn't know we were gonna we were gonna go indie. Go
Yeah.
indie. That's not the right way to phrase it. That's not what we.
Or
did.
like make our own jobs.
Make our own jobs. Yeah, you thought. I guess you thought you were gonna go overseas.
Yeah, I mean the original
'Cause
plan was,
grades would matter, I guess.
Yeah, I would have liked to work for like a big company
Yeah.
overseas or something.
I really don't think I had a plan at this point.
Plan was a bottom of a bottle of Jameson.
It's right there.
You got it.
Maybe actually. Well, no. This is when I was just like I think I knew indie was like a course of action by this point. Before then, my plan was like do a degree and get a job, but it was so vague because I'd given up on like becoming a painter. I was painting on my side. We were like, let's make Samurai XX, but then you brought up a prototype you had made either at uni or at high school.
It was like a side-scrolling like endless runner, but then you build platforms to run on with Tetris blocks that like come in from the side. And like I remember making that, and then everyone that I showed, they're like, "Oh snap, this is cool! Like you could do this on mobile."
Yeah.
And
And then we did do that on
Yeah.
mobile. So it's kind of complicated, but like you brought that to me, and we were like, well, I guess we have to make a company. I guess that occurred to us later, but we were like, let's try, because you knew you had a job coming up in like March the next year, and I knew that I had 4 months before I had to move back to Sydney. I had until January the next year, and we had finished uni in November, and I had this place I was staying in Melbourne. So we were like, let's build that.